Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King and B, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing Dune Part 2.
Who do you find yourself playing as more, and what's your favorite suit so far?
Holy fuck!
This is a 2024 film that is once again directed by Denis Villeneuve. And right off the bat, let's just jump into my thoughts because I enjoyed this movie. I did. I enjoyed a lot of things about the movie. I mean, is it perfect? I don't know. Maybe if you're somebody who is more familiar with the property and have read the books, or maybe even if part one was absolutely your jam, then it's pretty much more of the same. It's pretty much more of the goodness that you will enjoy if that's the case. If you didn't enjoy part one, I'm not sure if part two will turn you around. I will say this for me personally. Timothy Chalamet, who is our main character, Paul Atreides, he was somebody in the first film that I couldn't quite connect to, I couldn't quite relate to. I didn't feel like him as an actor was showing enough emotion for me to give a shit, really, about him, or whether I could buy him as this Messiah, the one type figure, but he did a much better job here, and I also feel like the story surrounding him this time around made me vibe with his point of view more as far as whether or not he even wants to be in this position. He's just sort of willing to play whatever part he has to in order to save people or get shit done. So I appreciated that about him. Also, Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Lady Jessica, his mom. I enjoyed her. I like Rebecca Ferguson in general. But I like that she kind of had a lot more going on here, even compared to the first film. A lot more of a, albeit weird arc, but definitely an arc for her character. Zendaya, somebody who was in the first film in sporadic moments and you get at the very end. She's a lot more in the second film, and I think Zendaya is great. Zendaya has always been somebody that I would hear a lot of people be obsessed with her or love her or say she's the hottest thing ever. And I don't know if I just thought maybe she's too young for me to really get that out of her. This is one of the first times where I saw her and said, okay, I see it. I see the appeal. I see the attraction. I think acting-wise, she's great because she has to play a badass type person in this sand group people, and seeing her dynamic with Paul and how she factors into whatever this ultimate plan is. But I also thought she was very attractive. So there you go. Josh Brolin is another character that was in the first movie, and so he's one of the more relatable, more down-to-earth characters in the second film. And Javier Bardem, who plays this guy, he's part of the Sand People, and he looks at Paul like he is this Messiah. He fully commits and believes. But I enjoyed him, the personality that he brought to it, the little bits of levity that he brought was enjoyable. So the villains is where I think this movie, it's fine. The villain aspect to it does feel like they're just there to be the opposing figure. They're there to aspire to defeat. They're there for our heroes to sort of have to look at. I don't think we get as much good stuff with, for example, Stellan Skarsgård. I thought he was more menacing even in the first movie, but this time around, he's just your emperor type character, and I don't even think he was as threatening as the emperor really could have been. Batista, who I thought had some good stuff in the first film, I thought was just kind of here and sort of seemed incompetent, which was kind of the point, but still I'm like, come on, Batista, you can give him a little more. You can make him look a little more badass. Austin Butler, speaking of badass, he shows up and kind of steals the show when it comes to the villain side of things. He is the one who's bloodthirsty and willing to kill whoever he has to, or fill that role of like, hey, you need somebody to die, I will be that person. I will step up to that plate. And I thought he looked great. Christopher Walken, he's there, like he's fine. Didn't get a whole lot else out of him other than, I guess he's behind everything. I don't know. Florence Pugh, who is one of my favorite actresses currently today. I mean, she's great, and it feels like her character will play a bigger part if they make another movie. I think they need to make another movie because a lot of stuff is set up, and I think I will enjoy both films more if there is a third movie, and if they do go even crazier where I think they're going to go. The visuals and the score, the sound design, the sound editing is some of my favorite parts of the film because I think the story is good. I think the story is what it needs to be, and it's not like it's the most original. Although you could argue that the books this is based on is original from where it comes from, how long ago it was written. But I just mean the story's fine. It's more of how greatly directed this is. It's more of how visually stimulating it is on screen, especially seeing it in the theater. I would recommend IMAX if you can rush out and see it in this format. But I think in general, just a big theater screen. This movie looked gorgeous. It looked beautiful. It seemed like it was more practical effects than CGI, so that's very much appreciated. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give this a full price. Let me know in the comments below if you two have seen Dune Part 2. What do you think of it? Do you like it as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.